Yay. Okay, I hope some of you guys can find me here on this new link. If not, a good chunk of you end up watching after the fact anyway, so that's cool. Give me a second to just reorganize this because I just had to do craziness just now to try and figure out why all of that was happening. But it's been solved, and so we can all sit here and relax and have a little chit chat. And I'm gonna really go slow because I just shared the link through Buffer really fast so that we could so everybody could come back and join us here and all of that fun stuff. So okay, I'm so glad I have my blankie on right now. Yeah, no, it's a little chilly out. It's like breezy, so you'll notice that I'm upstairs again. Hey Joe, hi guys, how are you? Thank you for coming really quickly back to the new live stream link. I'm glad that you're finding it. I'm excited. Anyway, so yeah, it's a little cold out. Kind of just started to get breezy, and I'm so mad because I had a couple of you share with me that the audio is sort of tough when I'm down at the bottom. Part of that is the wind, and some of it is that the signal's, I guess, not as strong down there, and I guess it's super sensitive up here in the mountains because we don't get fantastic signal, especially when all of us are using it. Well, in any case, I decided I would move myself back up here to see if you guys could tell me if the audio is definitely better up here, in which case I will stay up here. Otherwise, I have to come up with a bigger solution or a better solution for the audio problem, which might mean investing in something. So we'll see, A, if I can afford to do that, and B, if this just happens to help. But now, of course, super breezy, and you guys are going to hear the wind no matter what. I was going to run downstairs and I was going to put us in the office so that we would have no wind, like at the very last minute, which I'm glad I didn't do because already something was messed up. But I was going to do that and do like the office tour that we had talked about. But then I said, looked at my weather, it's going to get kind of rainy for the next little bit, and I'm not sure what the weather is going to be like next Tuesday. So I said, all right, I'm going to take advantage and we'll see if we can solve the audio problem. Hi, Nancy. Welcome back, everybody who's joining us here live. Thank you. Sorry about the tech trouble. The camera wasn't using the wrong camera. It was using the one that looks up my nose that I can't stand. So we fixed that, and now here we are. So in any case, now we are outside, and I ended up doing an outside live, which is sort of exciting for me and fun because when the out in the bigger yard, especially coming up soon, it's going to be hammock weather, and my hammock will go up, and that will make me happy. In any case, I'm trying it out up here again, you guys, for the audio. So if you guys can let me know if definitely the audio is better up here, I would appreciate it. Otherwise, I will figure out something else for Becca's Backyard Live so that we can all hear each other. Because otherwise, what's the point? So yeah, and then the loud car goes on. Yeah, that's all the point. The loud person. This is rude. Anyway. Yeah, it happens like at least once or twice during the live stream, doesn't it? That's what I feel like. Just to prove that I don't live in the quiet of the country. Like, that's what happens, I feel like. Anyway, doing sort of trying to keep it fun and light. And so someone threw me an idea of doing my tattoo stories, to go through my tattoos, or the ones that you can see and kind of share with you where they're from, what they're about, that kind of thing. So that's one fun one that I can stick into the hopper that I thought I can do on a day when the weather's bad or I just have no other thoughts about what to do, or we're in need of some laughing or fun, or just something to take our minds off stuff. This tour is on deck for a crappy weather day, but today I was feeling really vulnerable. I've been feeling really vulnerable for the last, I don't know, couple of days, I guess. It's like finally everything that's going on in the world is caught up to me, and emotionally, I guess. And enough of the adrenaline of the first few weeks of just like, whoa, what is happening, is gone. And now I feel like the worry, that deep rooted worry, like not the, oh my God, I'm nervous, I'm having a little anxiety about this, and should I do that? And not that kind of worry, not that chitter chatter worry, but that really deep seated, like gutty worry. That's like, I don't know, it warns me that something bigger is coming. It's sort of it's just like a bigger worry. Like it feels different than the anxiety. And I don't know, maybe you guys will come up for, if you also feel a similar way, can come up with a better way to describe it. But I guess it's the alexithymia sometimes gets in the way with how to fight the speed that anxiety has. And it's less noticeable to me. And so I think I lived many years of my life with this deep-seated worry. And so I, what should I say? I've been feeling that, I guess. And so I've been kind of trying to walk through that space and walk through kind of why I'm feeling that and what it is that I'm feeling. And I think some of it is coming from the fact that I'm really empathic. And so some of it is, I think, feeling everybody's worry, right? And that combined global worry is just sort of sits there. And so some of it is that. And I think a lot of it is the idea that I feel like intellectually, I feel like the world is about to really change in some larger way. And when change happens, it's always destructive in its own way. In order to make space for the new stuff, and whatever the change is bringing, good, bad, usually it's good. But even when it's good, the way that change comes in is sort of beastly, right? It usually comes in with some kind of destruction first, right? Or some kind of trauma or something first. And then it really just worrying about what it is that my brain is thinking is coming, and that just general feeling, it's like an ominous feeling. And so I think it's starting to impact me in certain ways, right? I am forgetting like little things, but stuff that I just usually would never forget. And I'm struggling sometimes with the words, to taking down of the world that the boomers built and sort of bringing it back to a more social enterprise. I think we don't know. We don't know what's gonna, how this is all gonna turn out and who we're going to be when it's over, right? And how it's going to change us and our families and our choices and where we put our energy and who knows, and so many things. Yes, it's a deep-seated worry. Thank you, Nancy. I'm glad you understand it. Yes, Joe, everybody gets it. Productive, moving us forward changes. And changes of the conversation and changes of our priorities. And I hope that, and I would love that to be the ending. And I do feel that this is the beginning of that change. Other little changes are going to be happening, and they are going to be uncomfortable and painful. And some of us are used to being uncomfortable and some of us aren't, and that's going to make it more uncomfortable. I think it's going to be a struggle, and I'm a little afraid of how the powers that be will handle that, those changes, and how that will go down, and how when I say the powers that be, I don't just mean those that are in charge of governments and things like that, but I also mean those that are in charge of the finances, the big money people out there. I really hope that they take it in the right direction, because the little guys out here would really like that. But that's where my brain has been at, is about these big, deep philosophical thoughts, not little worries, not little, what am I going to wear tomorrow or to that thing or whatever, but this bigger philosophical worry. And so I wanted to share that space with you, because that's what comes on. It usually precedes something very big, and so very life-changing for me. And so whether it's been life, so I know whatever is coming will definitely change my life, for the good, for the bad. I have no clue, right? Could go either way, no idea. Hoping for the good. Had enough bad in my life. But we don't know. And so what can I do right now as I'm kind of waiting for that to happen? I feel like I'm waiting for the big storm to get here, or I'm waiting for, there's like an anticipation. And how do I best use my time during that? Do I rest and rest and rest and rest and rest so that I have the energy for it when it comes? I don't know. I don't quite know how to prepare for it. Yes, Nancy's agree. I'm so glad you guys are agree. I hope you guys are reading each other's chats, because I don't want to repeat them out loud. I feel like if I sound crazy. But yeah, I'm reading what you guys are saying. And yeah, I'm crying a lot too. and like nothing has really changed, but thinking about those big changes, right? It's like I don't have space to care about the little things as much. So like the other day, Antonio and I cleaned our house. I can't tell you how long it's been, I think, since we really cleaned our house, because we were just sitting there and like frozenness. Like, how can this be going on? Who cares if we clean our house right now? And I was really in that frozen space about it. And then we were sitting in it, and it's like, I don't want to sit in this either, though. I don't want to spend the time in them. And so we finally got ourselves sort of together to kind of clean, and I changed the sheets, and I did, like kind of that stuff. And it was like self-care, hygiene type stuff that had sort of fallen to the wayside. And those are the things that usually make me feel gross, like undone dishes, undone laundry, the not clean house. That's the stuff that usually makes me feel even more depressed when I'm depressed, or even more upset when I'm upset, whatever it is. So we started there, and we started by just cleaning up the house and trying to keep our world kind of predictable, in our world like we know it as best as we can. We have family in New York, and that's of course incredibly frightening, and we're very far away from them, and we can't quite help other than to just be here when they need us. But there's a lot of that too. There's a lot of I'm having a lot of gratitude to not be living in a big city right now, that we managed to do this before this came along. And it's been very heavy, and I've been in these deep thoughts. And so I see this face that I feel like this worry face has just been my norm for the last couple of days. I look like I'm on my phone and I'm doing things, but I'm not really there. And here I'm like, and there's nothing I can do about them, because I am me, just a single citizen, and I'm barely financially able to exist on my own. And I just, I worry about how we've managed to get to this place, all of it. And it just feels dirty. I feel dirty and stuck in not my own skin, and not where I want to be. And yeah, I've been feeling a lot of that. And so what I'm trying to do for myself is keep our little world together, keep us, as much of it as normal, as our normal, not whatever normal is, but our normal as possible, and to really try and appreciate the small joys. The reason that I moved here, the reason that Antonio and I got married, the reason that we have our dogs and our cats and all of those things, and just trying to enjoy and feel the gratitude that I am here in this time, in this space, instead of, if it was, I don't know, 5 years ago, I'd be in a totally different space. My mother would have just passed away. I don't know. It was really different. And so what if this crisis was happening when my life was in that space? I think I'd be feeling really differently. I'd probably be feeling a lot worse. So I'm trying to look at both sides, right? I'm trying to be appreciative of the things that I can be appreciative. And also, I'm really trying to be kind to myself in my head. Like, we like to go in there, I think, as autistics, and really just dwell, focused place about it. It's hard to get out. And that can be for the good or the bad, right? And so, in an effort to kind of keep it all in control, there's been a lot of trying to be mindful about my thoughts, and replacing unhelpful thoughts with helpful thoughts, and just being mindful to get down to the very bare bones of medication. When I moved here, I was on so many medications, and I don't want to go back there. I did a lot of work to get where I'm at right now, to be in this headspace, and so it's going to take work to stay here, and that's where I'm at. I'm feeling in our own way, battling our own thoughts, our own worries, and I want everyone to sort of feel like, I guess we're all doing it, right? We're all doing it in our own ways, in our own spaces. And what can we sort of do to break those habits and to break those thoughts? Well, obviously, we need to remember our gratitudes. And so that's for sure part of it. We have to keep that stuff close, and we have to remember the stuff that brings us joy. And I think at this time, we need more of that stuff. When everything is so negative and heavy on one side, the only way to create the balance is to do stuff that is truly joyful and fun and playful. And so I think that For me, that means really putting my energy into this work, right? Which means, sitting down and working on the presentation for you guys for the webinar coming up on the 18th. It's, oh my goodness, you guys, it's like less than 10 days. It's 11 days away. It's 11 days away. If you haven't registered for the webinar, please go to tinyurl.com/self-defined, because I will be talking about all of this kind of stuff and my journey through all of this stuff for you guys. It's $35 right now, and it will be through the 14th. As of the 15th, it goes up to $45, and it is on the 18th. So please, you guys, the link is going to be in the description, all that fun stuff. But I hope to see you there, because I'm going to be doing some really, I have extra time to put in some extra work into the presentation itself and how I want to tell this story to you guys. So it's going to be different from even the way that I was going to present it in person. So I hope you guys will register for that. But I want to stay focused on that. I want to be creating those things, and creating these live streams and creating Newsstand, and my newsletter and all of those things, because I have now a different set of more spending time with my dogs and my cats and my husband, and more of that, and trying to find fun ways to enjoy our time together. Whether it's board games or making meals together or doing projects, right where I'm sitting, kind of over there where you can't quite see off camera. We're going to be building a catio, you guys. So this has been a long-term dream of mine, has been to have a catio for my cats. And so that's sort of an outdoor setup that they can go out into, but they can't kind of get out into the wild. They're safe and locked in and all of that. And so I'm going to be building that Antonio and I have all the plans, and we finally have all the supplies. And so we're stuck home. So we're going to be doing that. I'm trying to be grateful that instead of having to travel, I have extra time to do the things that bring me joy. So I'm going to leave you guys, I think, with that thought, because I hope this brings you joy. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know how to end it really today, you guys. That's how I'm feeling. I feel like I could keep talking on and on about sort of this you guys are processing through. And I've shared some of my joys with you. How about sharing some of your joys with me? I would love that. In the comments, why don't you share your joys? I would love to see that. Or email me at info@beccalaurie.com. You can also email me questions there, suggestions for the live stream, suggestions for pieces, stuff you'd like to, I don't know, hear about more, stories from me, or maybe you have an idea to have a theme for the newsletter. Whatever you've got, I just want to hear from you guys. I think at this time when we are so physically disconnected, it's important that we stay really connected in this way. So I'm sending you guys love. I'm sending you really good vibes, and I hope you'll go look for your joys. And then when you have them and you do enjoy them and you have those moments, make them permanent. Share them with me. Let me know what they were. I would really, really love to share your joy. Yay. All right. Well, I hope I've given you some things to think about. I hope you appreciate my vulnerability. And next time I'll do something more fun. Next time we'll do something a little more lighthearted. And maybe I'll go through my tattoos. I don't know. Or maybe you'll send me a genius idea for what to do. In the meantime, head over to Neurodiversity Newsstand, either the Facebook group or the LinkedIn group, and catch up on the news. I will be back on Friday on this channel, so go ahead and subscribe. I will be back with Neurodiversity Newsstand on Friday. And then, of course, every Tuesday at 2:20 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I come to you live on YouTube right here to do our little support group, Becca's Backyard Hug Fest, and just to talk about what we're going through and how we're kind of struggling through life, and to share that stuff with each other, because we're not alone. Well, thank you guys for being here, and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye.